Knicks really got past that playoff dragon for them that really stood in their way. So for the New York Knicks to be the Celtics and then an outright favorite to win the Eastern Conference Finals, that's where the disappointment is.
The goalposts got moved, right? Because when you went into the Celtics series, a lot of Knicks fans said they weren't going to be this. I'll say this is more unprecedented than the 99 run when they were the 8th seed.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
And welcome in. It's in-game live game day on this phenomenal, freakish, fabulous Friday. Pick your adjective. It is a Friday. The weekend just around the corner. How about that? Scott Wetzel along with Dave Sharapan for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern time, watching, analyzing, betting on the world of sports there. Dave, Dallas Stars today tell the Knicks what you could do, we could do better. Jay-Z clearly does not listen to opposite picks. Florida needs a win. Can the Rockies get 4 wins in a row? Can the Orioles make it 7 in a row? We got 5 on the line. SGP, Black Clouds. It all returns on this fabulous Friday. And oh, by the way, yes, I am a genius. Thank you very much. What's going on, Dave? How are you?
Well, I mean, we were supposed to get that in the first 6 minutes. You managed to go under that number, which is good. So congratulations on that. Yes, you did call the Pacers winning outright completely last night. Told everybody. We told everybody on 5 on the line. Told everybody at the beginning of the show. Hopefully they trailed. You are a genius. All right, contractually obligated. That's out of the way. That's good. Stacked up show tonight with all baseball. I'll also keep an eye on that Women's College World Series Game 3. Maybe I might be the only one. That's fine. We'll recap a little bit of the basketball game. We got Philly Godfather on later. I know he's got a big position on OKC. We'll ask him if he's worried. We'll have Dan Alexander on to talk some baseball. And, of course, Game 2, Stanley Cup final between Edmonton and Florida. Scott, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch the hockey game, be here with you, with the viewers. Hopefully we find a couple plays. Again, if you're watching, hit us up at Opposite Picks, at SportsBK Consig, and at SportsGrid. Let us know what you think.
Do or die situation for Florida in your eyes?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think worst case scenario, they lose. They're winning Game 3. Best case scenario, they win tonight. They're winning Game 3. That's my prediction that you can use right now, and then we'll reclip it and talk about it when we revisit this series on Monday for whatever reason. No matter what happens tonight, the Panthers are winning Game 3. So just keep that one in your back pocket. I like Florida tonight. All right. I like Florida tonight. I think they bounce back, whatever they hold on and win. However it has to happen tonight, I think the Panthers get it done. What about you?
I think they win tonight as well. You know, you could view this
Okay.
as two ways, and me, of course, being Mr. Positive, I'll be positive on the Florida Panthers side. The negative is they got completely outplayed. They really did. Outside of a few minutes, they scored 2 of their 3 goals in what, a 2-minute span in the first period. Third period, all Edmonton. Overtime, all Edmonton. Right. So the negative is we got outplayed and they just dominated us. The positive of that, if you're a Florida fan, what could possibly be positive? Well, the positive is you played as lousy of a hockey game as they played, yet only lost 4-3 in overtime. And it took a dopey penalty by one of your scrubs who shouldn't have been on the ice, but it's overtime, to flip the puck into the net. Otherwise, maybe you win in double overtime. So despite playing as a poor a game as they played, it still took Edmonton overtime. So I don't expect 40-plus shots tonight. I'm thinking Florida's going to shut it down a little bit. So I think the Panthers even a series tonight. Maybe I'm just hoping.
All right.
Because if I didn't know anything, I'd watch game 1 and say, man, this team is completely overmatched. But I think they play better tonight.
That's fine. I think they do. I mean, they won the first period and they lost a little bit in the second, and they were completely dominated in the third. Speaking of dominating, give the people what they want. It's the 5 on the line. We need it. We have it. Give it to them.
Yeah, this is the segment. 5 best trends for games that have yet to get underway. 5 on the line. Didn't have it last night because we started a half hour earlier and there just weren't any games. So we approach you with a 161 and 107-1 record. Yes, 54 games over 500, 10-5 for the week. So here we go. We count them down from 5 down to the very best trend. Number 5, trend-wise, Baltimore, 9-2, their last 11 games. A's, 2-20, their last 22 games, albeit their last game was a win. So, where are we going to go, boys? Pretty obvious to me, right? Got to take Baltimore. Pick them. Maybe minus 115, 120, depending on where you do your shopping. But I like the Orioles a lot tonight.
Not too often you get a team that's won 7 games in a row against a team that's 1-19 or 2-20, whatever it is in their last that many games. Baltimore, yes, good play. What's number 4?
Yeah. Number 4 on our hit list here. Baseball again, all baseball tonight. Seattle, 8-2 under their last 10 road games, while the LA Angels, 8-3 under their last 11 games overall. Games in Los Angeles, Anaheim. So where are we going to go? Under 9.5, Seattle at the Angels.
I like this one as well. Seattle just got swept coming into the Angels. I like the Angels sidewise. We'll correlate the parlay with this one. Home team and under. Sounds good to me. What's number 3?
All right, number 3 on our hit list here, Metsies and Colorado Rockies. You knew we had to go there. Mets 9-3, their last 12, including 5 in a row against Colorado. I know the Rockies have won 3 straight. I get that, but the chances of this team, the biggest waste of human flesh in baseball uniforms west of the Mississippi, winning 4 in a row. You talk about a trend of all trends. Where are you going to go? You're going to obviously go. Give me the Mets minus the 275, who just happen to have their best pitcher on the hill tonight as well.
Senga leads the National League in ERA with a 1.60 through his first 11 starts. They're not beating him tonight, but I'm glad you went with the money line because they may only win by 1. Good choice.
Yes.
What's number 2?
Put them in a parlay. Put them in a parlay if you have to. Number 2, pretty good one. We've given this out a few times already this week to much success. That's San Francisco taking on Atlanta. The Giants now 12-1 under their last 13 games, whether it's home, on the road, on the moon, day, night, 12-1 under last 13. And, oh, by the way, the series is 9-3 under their last 12 meetings with the Atlanta Braves. So where are we going to go? Under 7.5, Atlanta at San Francisco.
Don't overthink it. Just keep playing it. It's been consistent. We just got to hope that Schellem, how do you say his name?
Yeah, Schellenbach.
Yeah, he doesn't give up a bunch of runs. because the Giants just actually scored more runs than they were supposed to last game. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. What is number one?
All right, that leaves us with only one, the coup de grace, creme de la creme, number one trend for tonight. We're going to go Dodgers, 8-2 over their last 10, plus St. Louis, who they're playing, 7-1 over their last 8, added up, and that's a solid 15-3 over their last 18 games. So, number one trend for tonight, boys. Over 8.5 Los Angeles at St. Louis.
Love it.
And it doesn't hurt that the Dodgers got a pitcher with an ERA over 8 on the hill tonight either.
Who I saw pitch last week here in Vegas. Oklahoma City was playing Vegas last week. He was here, had no control. He was all over the place. Kids even said, "Daddy, this guy's going to hit somebody." So he really didn't have control at all. I like it. We'll summarize it on the other side.
Yep, in-game live game day, just underway.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number one, just getting underway throughout our 5 on the line. In case you missed it, 5 down to 1. Baltimore pick 'em against the A's, who have lost 20 of 22. Under 9.5 Seattle Angels, both strong under runs. Mets minus the 275. Put them in a parlay if you want against the Rockies, even though they've won 3 straight. Mets still red hot. Under 7.5 Atlanta, San Francisco. San Fran 12-1 under its last 13 games, and then over 8.5 Dodgers and Cardinals. Dodgers 8-2 over their last 10, and St. Louis 7-1 over their last 8. So 5 on the line. Hopefully we go nice little 4-1. We will take that for sure. Anything on the positive side, especially if you win the Mets one, is a bonus. But the goal is to go at least 5-1. So we've had a lot of success with that. Sent out a poll question, Dave. I'm sure you saw Dallas Stars firing Peter DeBoer today. Now, listen, he deserved to get whacked. He's so overrated, it's not even funny. But he's still a pretty good head coach. He's been to the Stanley Cup Finals a few times. So since the firing is in the air, Knicks with Tibbs the other day, who's the next good? I was very kind. I said, who's the next good head coach / manager to be fired? Minnesota Teacups, Chris Finch. OKC's Mark D. And why him? Because when he loses to Indiana in the series, he may be on the outs.
Oh, boy.
Red Sox, Alex Cora, my guy. And then Atlanta Braves, skipper Brian Snitker, who, out of all of them, he probably is maybe the most deserving because this Braves team stinks. So get your vote in. Go to at Opposite Picks. Go to at SportsBK or go to, obviously, SportsGrid and get your vote in. We'll update that a couple times throughout the evening.
I feel like you went a little extra with the OKC coach, Mark D. I mean, like, the guy has them in the playoffs. They have them the best record this season. They're in the Western Conference Finals. They win. They're in the NBA Finals. They lose one game, and you're ready to put them on a list to be the next good coach fired. I mean, you went a little too fast. Usually you're driving in the slow lane. This one, you got the gas down way too fast here, Wetzel. Way too fast with that. I voted in that. I voted Cora because there's something wrong in Boston. And if this continues, I don't know how long through the summer somebody goes, you know what? We got to make a change. We can't we're going to trade all these guys at the deadline. Maybe that's how he stays. But I feel like he'll end up being the fall guy. Nothing is going right in Boston. He's got nothing.
Yeah. He just signed a 3-year, $21 million extension, or roughly $21 million. They don't really announce manager contracts like they do players, but it's in that ballpark apparently. So, I mean, they would be eating a lot of money. He basically told the world earlier in the week that maybe I'm to blame, so almost like asking to be fired. As we talked with Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, he mentioned that. Yep. It wouldn't shock me just because, listen, if I would have put DeBoer on this list yesterday, you probably would be saying the same thing. Like, you can't put him on the list. What are you talking about? He had a great season. They got to the Eastern or Western Conference Finals, third year in a row, actually. So you never know with these managers. I mean, then you are basically hired to be fired. It is so true. It's tough. I'm not saying any of this stuff is deserving. But if Tibbs can get fired and DeBoer can get fired, anybody. Couldn't you see the OKC management being so ticked off? We won 5,000 games and we get swept by the Pacers because this dope on SportsGrid said it was going to happen? Get out of here. No way. See you later, Mark. We'll get some other schmuck to take this lousy team to the finals. And I'm telling you, this is my 5 minutes here. I'll say it right now. This OKC team, as we were debating last night, is not that good, Dave. It's just not. The season is phenomenal. So I'm not saying their season wasn't good. The lineup is not great. The bench is not great. They got 3 guys that average double digits, only 3. Indiana's got 6. Indiana does what OKC does, and Indiana does it better. I will take Indiana's top 3 players over OKC's top 3 players, unless you just want to say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the greatest in the world, which I'm okay with. And whoever teams he's on, I'm taking him. Kind of like a Michael Jordan thing. I'll take Jordan and 2 others as my best 3. But if you just break it down player by player by player, I'll take Halliburton. I'll take Siakam. I'll take Nembhard. I'll take maybe Indiana's top 4 over OKC's top 4. And that's what I was trying to tell you and Numbnuts yesterday. And, maybe this 111-110 win will make Adam, kind of see my side of things. It's not a great team. So they had a great year.
Numbnuts? Did you just?
Well,
Did you say? I mean, hold on.
I
No name
deserve
calling.
one shot. I deserve one shot.
So
I was right. He was wrong.
that's fine. You were right. That's fine.
So,
But OKC's going to win game 2. Agreed? OKC's
No.
going to win game 2. No?
I wouldn't. Well, listen. They upset Cleveland game 1, and who won game 2? Indiana. They upset the Knicks game 1, who won game 2? And these are at Cleveland and at New York, Indiana.
Yeah.
Under normal circumstances, absolutely, I'd be all over OKC. The absolute perfect zigzag. Yep, no two ways about it. And I won't even throw in Milwaukee because that was at home. So the fact that this is 3 days later and they've been down this road before and they have not let up, and you could have let up against either one of those two teams, and they didn't.
Wow.
Maybe OKC does, but I'm not laying 11. They bumped the line up 11. No way.
They're making you pay a tax now, and a lot of people will pay it and lay it. It is going to be uncomfortable as far as covering the number, but I think both teams grew up yesterday in the game. The Pacers just kept doing what they're doing, but I think the learning experience that the Thunder are going to take from that, I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to win game 2, and we'll see what happens in game 3. But listen, you get all the flowers. You get all the recognition. You were all over. I mean, they led for 0.3 of a second of the entire game. They had 25 turnovers, and they won. Congratulations, Scott Wetzel.
Yeah.
Super genius.
That's me. What can I tell you? SGP. We love you, Adam. Coming up next.
The Knicks really got past that playoff dragon for them that really stood in their way. So for the New York Knicks to be the Celtics and then an outright favorite to win the Eastern Conference Finals, that's where the disappointment is.
The goalpost got moved, right? Because when you went into the Celtics series, a lot of Knicks fans said they weren't going to beat it. I'll say this is more unprecedented than the 99 run when they were the 8th seed.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 1. The pucks have just begun. And Florida, less than 2 minutes in with a power play. So we'll keep you posted on that with Edmonton as Game 2 Stanley Cup Finals underway. In the meantime, little SGP same game parlay time. All right, let us use the Mets and Colorado Rockies. Listen, I understand the Rocks have won 3 in a row. To their credit, knocked them, great. Congratulations, right? Even winning at Miami deserves a little bit of praise. But big step up in class going from Miami to the New York Mets, right? One of the best teams in the National League. So that's where we'll pitch our fork. We'll grab the Mets minus the 270, so we'll take them on the money line. Don't have to worry about laying a run and a half. We'll go over 6.5 runs. Mets. Whoa! That's okay. What do we got? Florida's on a power play. Please tell me we're going to get a shorthanded goal.
You'll be very happy to hear that it's a Florida goal. Hello, Sam Bennett on the board again.
Wow, am I a genius? Am I a freaking genius or what? This stuff is just too easy. I'm just telling you. It's just I got to find another profession. I got to go into mind reading or something. This is too easy.
Really nice pass.
33-1.
That's it. Yep.
Wow.
So good goal.
Wow.
Sam Bennett won. Florida won. 17 minutes and 52 seconds of the first period. So here we go. Get back to the same game parlay because let's stay hot. Let's stay hot. 1-0 Florida.
Let us stay hot. All right. So we're grabbing the Mets. We're going to go over Mets team total 6.5. We'll take Juan Soto with a home run at plus 350. He has been on fire. So, and I figure in Colorado as well. So, that's going to help him. And then we're going to go under, take a little hunch bet here, under 6.5 strikeouts, little juice minus 145, Senga. Second time he's faced him in a week. It's not easy facing a team, even as bad as Colorado is, and expect to have strikeout stuff. Maybe they pull him a little bit. Mets were off yesterday, so they got the full bullpen in play. So let's go under 6.5 strikeouts as a hunch. And it pays almost 10-1, plus 978.
Never would have guessed you would have used under on the Senga strikeout prop, but that's okay. That one is the one that concerns me. Soto's been on fire. He hit a home run off Zenzantella last Saturday. Since then, he has a 481 on base percentage, 3 homers, 8 walks, 6 runs in 6 games. So he's on fire. That's good. The Mets are winning. That's good. I don't know. Worried about the Senga one. I think I would have leaned over, but that's okay. Doesn't mean it can't win because you're smoking hot right now. Keep it going.
Yeah. So keep your fingers crossed on that. I'm hoping it's like a 7-1, 7th inning lead. He's got 6 strikeouts, and they just say, let's rest him. We got to watch his innings. We got to watch his pitches. This is one. So, and again, his last outing was against Colorado. He had 7. But, it wasn't overwhelmingly great. So, and that was only on 2 hits. And he still threw 92 pitches. So I'm thinking the Rockies will play a little bit better at home and then use up that pitch count. So, but we will see. Yep. We will see. So it plays almost 10-1. So, yeah, how about that? Florida takes a 1-0 lead, Dave. Another goal in the first 5 minutes. That's back-to-back games. Goals in the first 5 minutes. What was it, 2 minutes and change, right, in this one? Now Edmonton's going to be on the power play, I see. So
correct.
I know Bennett got the goal. Who got the assists? Let us see. This is just what the doctor ordered, right?
Yeah. No, but a couple penalties early can open this game up. So the in-game number for the total, really interesting because what do we have it? Let me see. Hit refresh. I have it's 6.5 with the juice baked to the over.
Right.
So a goal here, and this thing goes to 7.5. I like under 7.5 if we can get that. So keep an eye on that. I'd much rather go under 7.5, even if I have to lay a little extra juice, because the 4-3 is still very much live and possible in play. Think this game could go to overtime again tonight?
Maybe. We haven't had that many. Game 1's overtime was either 11 or 12. I have to look it up. I think 12 this postseason, which, for all the games we've had, that's not really that many, to tell you the truth. So,
Edmonton got a penalty to make it 4-on-4. The officials are involved tonight, boys. Yeah, the officials are involved tonight. Wow.
All right. I got a good hockey question. I've been, and only you can explain this, honestly. I've been meaning to ask you this. We'll do that when we come back in Game Live.
The movie.
Knicks really got past that playoff dragon for them that really stood in their way. So for the New York Knicks to be the Celtics and then an outright favorite to win the Eastern Conference Finals, that's where the disappointment is.
The goalposts got moved, right? Because when you went into the Celtics series, a lot of Knicks fans said they weren't going to beat it. This, I'll say this is more unprecedented than the 99 run when they were the 8th seed.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you can't really, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last two NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 1. I'll get to that hockey question in a second, but first up, we want to bring our first guest in on board to In Game Live. That's our good buddy Dan Alexander, newbie to the program, who, I don't know, you a big Red Cornell fan? What'd you think of Cornell's championship? We haven't spoken to you since they won 2 weeks ago on Memorial Day.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game for sure, man. All I know is we cashed in on some player props in that game. So that was all I was worried about. I had no skin in the game there, Scotty. I have no allegiance once it comes to these leagues. Who's ever cashing for me works for me, man. So hell of a win though, and I think that was like their first in like 7 decades, something like that. It's been a while for Big Red there, but incredible game, man. That Kirst is an incredible player, dude. So good stuff though. I'm happy to join you guys. It's been a while. It's nice to be back. The rose between two thorns here. This is it's a beautiful thing.
I love it. It's always great to have you on.
Yes.
You know, you got a big week next week, and we'll get to that at the end of the segment, you know, so all the planning and everything, and finally comes to fruition. You know, congratulations to you and Kayla. Big wedding. That'll be great. Normally I'd ask you about Pirates and Phillies because you're a Philly guy. I'm a Pittsburgh guy, but I ain't even going to ask you that. I'm not going to waste your time.
No.
A game should go under. Yeah,
it should. I think that 1-1 run we might have seen all the runs that we might see in this game, Dave. Maybe 1 or 2 stragglers, but I think it might start shutting down.
Later baseball. All right, West Coast baseball. You found something today to give to the people?
Yeah, I mean, so I was running down the card because I knew I was coming on with you guys. I knew you would be in baseball gear, and I know people don't want me to talk about the whole segment lacrosse garbaggio. You know, we will get a winner or two for the folks here. So I was running down the card, and just one thing stood out to me, and I get it. Everyone and their grandmother has been able to light it up against the Athletics. Not the Oakland, not the Sacramento, just ATH is the nickname there for them, which I still find humorous. Maybe they'll find a city sooner rather than later. But for me, guys, that 10.5 just stuck out like a sore thumb. And I get it. Like I said, like everybody's been lighting them up. You know what I mean? I think it was the Twins not too long ago. It was 14 runs that they put up against them. However, this Baltimore team really hasn't been scoring them in bunches. It's kind of been up and over. I think they're on a 2-7-1 run to the under, a push thrown in there. So that 10.5 just stuck out to me like a sore thumb. Like, yes, the Athletics get lit up. No, I don't love JP Sears, but that 10.5, if this was 9, all right, it's a stay away. But I feel like you're getting a nice little hook even there with the 10. So I know that Fugazi ballpark that they got there plays towards some overs. I think that 10.5 is just a little too rich for me, guys. I'm looking towards the under tonight, a bet that I placed a little earlier.
All right, I know this wasn't on your card, but I'll just throw it out there, newbie. If you're willing to bet an under on an A's game, does that mean you're going to parlay that with the Rockies on the money line as well? I mean, why don't we just throw them all? Why don't we just throw them all in there? Right?
I know that Scott, he's like, man, you're crazy because you're getting married. I don't even think I'm crazy enough to do that one, Scotty. I'm not trying to touch. I mean, the Rockies on the run line. I might take the 1.5, but no, that money line. My parlay days are a little bit behind me there. Yeah, you see it on the screen there, guys. 6-25. 6-25. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to come on here and say I never lose. I'm on one of those runs, guys, where it feels like no matter what you do, even when you have the right side, you end up on the wrong side. So I feel like I'm on one of those Colorado Rockies 6-25 runs, but that's the nature of sports betting, guys. That's why you got to be smart with the money that you're betting, because these runs will come even when you're busting your ass trying to cap these games.
We're going to have to hit the horn,
Edmonton.
boys.
Yeah, hit the horn, boys.
Again?
Wrong team, though.
Yeah, Edmonton just scored
Edmonton
out of the penalty box, had a bad penalty. He gets a goal. It's 1-1 now. The building just exploded. That was an enormous
this is
goal.
an incredible series. And I'll also say
it's
before
good,
the
newbie,
break,
isn't it?
It's awesome, man. It's absolutely awesome. I think these two teams, I love it when you have, the rematches, obviously, as an Eagles fan, when you got to get the rematch against the Kansas City Chiefs. I thought that was incredible. I just think it adds an extra storyline. And these two teams couldn't be more electric. You got stars all over the ice. You have the new chosen one, so to speak, in McDavid, who is just doing incredible things. So, for me, guys, Dave, you were mentioning before you went, I can't believe the in-game total, once they scored early in the first 5 minutes, they didn't say, oh, no, here we go again. I was shocked that it was still sitting at 6.5 with the over. I bet the over before this game. So, I might be the curse of death, but I think more goals are about to come. So it's sitting at 7.5 now. Probably wouldn't touch it at that point, but I think we got more goals coming, guys.
It feels that way.
I was going to ask you what your lead was. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, go ahead. Well, I was going to ask you before we get to lacrosse. Before we get to lacrosse, I know you're a football guy. Talk me off the ledge. Talk me off the ledge. Aaron Rodgers is the Steelers quarterback now.
I'm supposed to talk him off the ledge, Scott? I got nothing good to say about Rodgers.
Is there anything? No, that's not. I can't. You can't help me here.
I mean, they're made for themselves, right? Because playoff success has not worked for either of these guys in recent memory, either of these teams. So all I know, I can't see Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin's personalities really meshing, right? I couldn't see Mike Tomlin saying, you know what, Aaron, I think I'm going to go with you on that retreat in a dark room while we're on mushrooms and ayahuasca. I think that's what I need. I just think that's oil and vinegar. I mean, I think the best years, we all know, are kind of behind Rodgers. I do think it's hilarious. The NFL script writers up to it again. Of course, they play the Jets in week 1. Of course, Justin Fields is probably going to be the starter for the Jets. But no. Yep. Dave, the marketplace tells you everything you need to know about Aaron Rodgers. Do you need to panic that they added him? No. But does he move the needle? No. No move on the season win total. No move on playoff odds. No move on Super Bowl odds. And I know that happens often with free agent acquisitions, things like that. But the fact that Aaron Rodgers is there, if his name wasn't Aaron Rodgers, it wouldn't matter. If this was just an aging quarterback, this wouldn't even move the needle. So, Dave, I can't talk you off the ledge, but I don't think you needed to be near the ledge. You're going to be around 8 wins. It's Mike Tomlin. So Aaron Rodgers don't change that, right?
Okay. Thanks.
I wouldn't think so. And it's funny, they play Green Bay as well. So They played all the
if you look
storyline
at the
games
schedule
early.
If you look at the schedule, it literally sets up for an Aaron Rodgers revenge tour. But we've been talking about Aaron Rodgers revenge tours for like 7 years now, and the tour still hasn't come, guys. It's like, this is going to ruin it. The world tour, the world tour of Aaron Rodgers,
yeah. Well,
so do you have some hockey plays or some lacrosse plays? Is that what Dave said?
Hey, if you guys want it, I got it. That's the folks want the niche stuff because that's what they know.
We want the winners.
Premier Lacrosse League is in action tonight. There's actually a game going on right now over on ESPN Plus. It was delayed a little bit here simply because that great game that was going before it. Water Dogs and Whip Snakes are facing off tonight. So, live betting opportunities will be there. I lean with the Whips. I'd like them to get down. So if you see the Water Dogs with the lead at any point, try and hop in on the Whip Snakes tonight. Live betting. That's going right now on ESPN Plus. But guys, I know you guys like the sexy trends. I know you like the things that make the eyes pop out of your head. Well, one that is shocking is tomorrow. The Carolina Chaos, who just won tonight over the Denver Outlaws, they're playing again. They're playing against the California Redwoods. And the California Redwoods find themselves as a favorite. And why is this interesting? Guys, they haven't been a favorite in over a calendar year. This is a team who finally got off the snide. They win in week 1. They have a new head coach. Oh, my God, the grass is green. Look at what's going on here. 13 straight games, this team has been an underdog, and now they're a favorite. I love the Carolina Chaos tomorrow. Wow. Give me that money line. Give me that 1.5, because also just in this series, when these two teams face off, you got a lot of close games. 8-2 the underdog is in these games. Underdog, Carolina Chaos tomorrow, Scotty.
Newbie, good job, man. Enjoy the week.
The Knicks really got past that playoff dragon for them that really stood in their way. So for the New York Knicks to be the Celtics and then an outright favorite to win the Eastern Conference Finals, that's where the disappointment is.
The goalpost got moved, right? Because when you went into the Celtics series, a lot of Knicks fans said they weren't going to be this. I'll say this is more unprecedented than the 99 run when they were the 8th seed.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 1 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Update from the National Hockey League, Game 2. We have a second goal from the Edmonton Oilers. Evan Bouchard gets the goal. He is on my 2 shots round robin parlay, so that's helpful. But Dave, not this Bobrovsky. Any thought of him getting a Conn Smythe? That's the only good news out of this as far as our 33-1 pick on Sam Bennett. You can't give up 3-4 goals and then expect to get the MVP. So they have to look elsewhere. But you got a 1-0 lead. You had a 2-0 lead in game 1. You blew that. They had a 1-0 lead here, obviously early, but you blow that, and now they're down 2-1. But 9.5 minutes still left to go in the first period. They had tons and tons of goals. 8.5 that just popped up is your total plus 102 to the over, and then minus 230, and Florida's minus 170 or plus 176.
I don't know who would have been able to stop that. That was a laser from Bouchard right in the slot. Somebody probably should have been on that guy and covering him. But you're right. Bobrovsky's highly unlikely to win the Conn Smythe. Winning games 4-3 or more.
Right.
I don't know what the number is going to be tonight to have to win this thing. Every time so far to get a power play, obviously it changes. That was 4-on-4. Way too much open ice for these teams. So we're already way ahead of pace. First period's over. Edmonton's leading right now to win the first period. You said the in-game total was 8.5 with juice to the under. I don't know.
Who's betting under it watching this?
I don't know. I'm tempted to right now. I'm tempted to bet under 8.5. No,
not me.
You're making that
9
face?
minutes left in the first period. Why? And you're laying juice?
No.
I know you still need 6 more goals. I get that. It's still a lot of goals, but with these empty netters, I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't bet over, but I don't think I'd be betting under.
My book just went to 7.5.
You got to get one more.
Yeah, my book here just went to 7.5 while we were talking about it. 7.5 is juiced to the over now. Yeah. I don't know. I think under 8.5 might be good.
Is that budgeted for another goal? I imagine, right? So if it's 2-2 or 3-1 after 1, would it be 7.5 over money or 8.5, under money?
I think 8.5. If there's another goal scored, it has to be 8.5. Can't sit with 7.5. No way. You have to move it. So right now, the 7.5 number is getting ahead of nothing happening the rest of the way. But you're right. There's still a lot of time left. So no.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a tough call. That's a tough call.
I got a pop quiz for you here that I think
what
I
is
can
it?
give
Yes,
you.
Let's do that. Come on.
Hold on. This is like name your tune. I'm gonna give you 4 votes, and I don't think you'll get it unless you already know the answer. But let me first just say, Bouchard gets the first goal. Assists go to fudge. Kane got the first goal. Arvidsson and Bouchard got the assists, and Bouchard got the second goal, and then Connor McDavid getting an assist, and Draisaitl. So Bouchard, Draisaitl, McDavid, and Kane all on the board, the big boys for Edmonton. All right, I'm going to give you 4 guesses, and I trust you, so if you know the answer already, you let me know. Who do you think is the odds-on favorite to win the Stanley Cup next year?
Either Edmonton or Florida.
Strike 1, strike 2.
Wow. Okay. I'm surprised. It's usually the team that wins the Stanley Cup. That's what we used to do.
Yep.
So it's not one of these two. Let's see. Colorado Avalanche?
Strike 3. Yeah, one
Can't
more.
be the Dallas Stars. Cannot be the Dallas Stars.
It's not. Strike 4. You want to keep guessing? I'm shocked when I'm looking at this. I've been meaning to ask you this for like a week now because I saw it either late last week or earlier this week. Makes no sense. No sense.
I'd be very surprised. It's somebody in the East.
Yeah.
And it's not Florida. Somebody in the East, and it's not Florida. Carolina, again, they're going to start them as the favorite?
Carolina.
I don't know what my guys
7-1.
do this stuff for a living. What the hell are they doing? Why?
Right? I mean, that is the craziest, like, Carolina's 7-1 on FanDuel right now. Florida 750, Edmonton 750, Dallas is 850, Colorado's 850. I could have had 10 guesses, and I don't think I would have guessed Carolina. You want to make it Colorado or Dallas with the coaching change, or Vegas? Obviously, Edmonton or Florida. Yes,
we got a
Florida.
hockey game. We got a hockey game. Florida goal.
And that was wide open.
2. I don't even know how that happened. You don't usually get that much open ice, but man, he was wide open. They just lost him in coverage. 2 good passes, tape to tape, wide open. Popeye Jones. Is that who that is, right? Popeye Jones get that goal?
Where's the goaltender?
Great
wow.
pass.
Skinner was just completely out of position.
Other side of the
pass,
crease.
Yeah.
It was a really nice pass. So, bang, bang, bang. 8 minutes left. 2-2. Yeah, forget that 7.5. That's done. Bye-bye.
That's done.
Yep.
9.5
now.
on FanDuel.
Woo,
FanDuel's
baby.
got 9.5 plus money, like 146. Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
6 more goals. Again, that's budgeted for 1 more, right? 7.5 minutes left. It's got to be. I tell you what.
9.5. Yeah. 9.5 is budgeted for 1 more goal. Yeah. This is a different type of hockey game. Man, oh man.
Our total goals, 35.5 for the series, is looking pretty good.
Pretty good.
25 goals for either Florida or Edmonton at plus 850, plus 880. We're on pace, boys. We are
pretty good.
We can get 4-4, 5-4 tonight.
Yeah,
that's not a bad little number. At plus 8 and change for both those teams. Wow. Yeah, but how about that? Carolina, the odds-on favorite next
every year.
Wow.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, insane. Basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
And welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid as the hits keep on coming. Another,
Wow.
Holy fudge. Edmonton on the power play. I'm surprised they gave that a power play, but they did. So, before we get to the Black Cloud, holy
Leon
crow.
Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl.
Draisaitl? All right, that's one of our guys for most goals, right? We got Bennett at 11-1 and Draisaitl at plus 270.
Did you see the move and the pass from McDavid? Woo, baby! Come on, you got to give the guy credit. That was gorgeous.
A real man would have shot the puck himself, but him being afraid of the
perfect pass.
I mean, he's right in the crease. He's right in the crease. He's wide open, 1-on-1 with the goaltender. Shoot the puck. What are you passing for?
Give the people
kind of like LeBron.
Marley, please. What's the
Final
Black Cloud play of the night? You're a Black Cloud right now. Come on.
Black Cloud best play of the day. All right, this is almost a no-brainer. It really is. We're going to head out to Sacramento, Baltimore versus the A's. Baltimore's playing great. Believe it or not, they're playing their best ball by far of the season. 8-2 their last 10, 6 straight wins as well. Coming off a nice 3-game road sweep at Seattle, which is not easy to do. So it's not like they're doing this at home; they're doing it on the road. The A's, the A's 2-20 their last 22, albeit a win their last game, but still 2-20 is awful. No luck being at home either. 3-13 their last 16 home games. No luck playing Baltimore. Orioles 7-3 their last 10 against the A's. Obviously, going back to the last 2 seasons, this is their first meeting, I think, this year. You got the team that's playing great against the team that's playing awful. They're going to lower it to pick them, basically, minus 120 on FanDuel right now. Just because why? Because it's in Sacramento? I just told you the A's stink at home. 10-22 overall. So double your play, triple your play, whatever it is. If you had the over in the Florida game, roll that over. Give me Baltimore Day, pick them at the Athletics.
2 little tokens for you to consider here. The Orioles have won a season-high 6 straight games thanks to strong pitching. The Orioles pitchers have a 1.67 ERA during that streak, which, by the way, is the best in Major League Baseball in that span. And, oh, by the way, the A's won on Thursday, their second win in those last 22 games. They haven't won back-to-back games in more than a month when they won 3 straight at the end of April. So, pick them. One of those situations where if we're in the book, me and you are in the room, and I go, Wetzel, they want to use pick 'em on the Orioles tonight. You look over at me and go, I ain't using that number. We're making a minus 130, and we're taking bets on the A's. That's what we should be doing. So take the bet, take the number, and play the Orioles. I like it.
Yeah. Even like Dean Kremer is pitching for Baltimore. Now, he's not great, 5-5, ERA of 4.70, but his last 2 outings, 1 run on 6 hits in 6 innings against the White Sox, no runs on 7 hits and 5 1/3 against the Red Sox. So he's allowed 1 run over his last 2 starts. So even though he's mediocre overall, he's pitching great. So yeah, it's tough to make a case for the A's, right, with this one. So good
Baltimore
old Dean
and
Kremer.
over. Let's go Baltimore and over, right? We can kind of work that out. I think I'm good with that. Maybe Baltimore team total over as well. Let's get the Black Cloud in. The Black Cloud's been pretty good. It's worked.
Yes, it has.
So there's the
43-20.
That's what the record is?
Yeah, 43-20. 23 games over 500. We're on a roll. Back on a roll. We were on a great roll. Then we messed up a little bit. Honestly, I really think it's 43-10. I really do. Because we were like phenomenal. We were like 18-1. I don't know how I got to 20 losses. I think I messed up on my computer and hit like 2 when I meant to hit 1, to tell you the truth.
It's right next to the 1 key. I mean, the 2 is right next to the 1. It could be. It's very possible. Although, I mean, I've heard you type. I've never seen you type. Oh, no. When we did the show together, I saw you type a little bit. You're a very forceful typer. Very, like you hit those keystrokes really, really hard. There's no mistaking that you learned how to type on a typewriter. There's no question about that. There's no doubt.
In high school.
You can see it.
I took a typing course. Yes, I did. How about that? Hour number 2 coming up next.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you can't really, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza until 10 p.m. Eastern time. We got the Philly Godfather coming up in about 10, 15 minutes or so. We got Cam Stewart coming up in about 45 minutes or so. Game 2 underway. Crazy first period. We thought game 1 was crazy. This is even crazier. We got 5 goals, and they're still playing in the third with Edmonton on a power play, so we may get even more. Lines all the way up to 9 and change. We got Edmonton as the favorite, Dave. So I tell you, just like you had a decent game 1, you had a pretty good game 1 in the NBA last night, especially if you stayed all the way through. You're getting a terrific game 2 here in the NHL. So if you're a sports fan and you just want entertainment because you don't have a dog in the fight, well, you can't really ask for more than what we've gotten so far out of the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals.
Absolutely not. And I saw, we got tagged today on the Twitter about the ratings for the game yesterday.
Right.
Apparently nobody's watching. Doesn't matter. If you're watching, you're enjoying it. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can only make people watch so much. And if they don't want to watch, nowadays it's harder than ever to get people to watch because you got to seek out the game, find it on a device, this and that, whatever. It's been a really good hockey game. So if you're with us, enjoy the game, and thank you for being here. It's everything you could have asked. It's 3-2, and there's 2 minutes left in the first period. I don't think it's decided. Another goal by Edmonton is going to go a long way. I feel like Florida is all over the place. I mean, it's 16-7 shots on goal. Your Bobrovsky save prop is way ahead of pace. That's another good one.
Yep. I like that one. You know what I'm getting into now is they have 2 shots on goal parlays. And the way Edmonton's been shooting the puck, all you have to do is really put 2 guys. I put 3 to make it plus money. But you could do a Draisaitl and McDavid, and it's basically even money. They're both around minus. McDavid was a little bit higher. He was like 5-1 to get 2 shots on goal. But if you don't use McDavid, if you use basically any other two, it brings it down to even money. These guys are getting 2 shots on goal first freaking period. Corey Perry's got 2 already. McDavid's got 2. Kane. Guys that you could have used, realistically. Kane's got 1. Frederick's got 1. Draisaitl's got 1. Arvidsson already has 1. The chances of these guys not getting at least 1 more. I don't push it. You could go to 3, Dave, and really be enamored with all the money. But it's just like, 3, sometimes you don't get 3, believe it or not. But 2, it's hard for the really, really good players not to get at least 2 shots on goal. Because don't forget, goals count as shots on goal, obviously.
Right.
So putting 2 of those guys together, and I'm getting basically even money. And then putting 3 together, I'm getting plus money. That's not bad.
No, it's not. And it's another way to attack the game without having to bet the side or the total. Like, there's so many ways now to get involved in a game where you don't have to just do these conventional bets. That's that's a plus and minus, because a lot of people will get in over their head and do too much stuff. But that is a good bet. The odds kind of, you can work out, keep in your favor. So I like what you're doing there with that. And, you couldn't ask for a better start. It's 3-2 in the first period. Yeah. Shots galore. So it's going to keep happening. That's the beauty of this series, Scott, right? This is the way these two teams play. It ain't changing. Right. Even when they go to Florida, this is going to be the way they play.
Yeah, it's mano a mano. Neither team is going to back down. So, hopefully, the goals keep coming, or at least the shots on goal, because, points being winners, right? I mean, no one's betting unders on shots on goal or anything along those lines. It's all points, whether it's, pick a star player. So just create more and more goals. Then in some of our pre-tournament props, again, off to a halfway decent start. 7 goals game 1. Man, we got 5 already late first period. I mean, you figure we got to get at least 8, right? At least 3 more, I would think. So more goals, more assists, more points, and everything else to some of those, pre-tournament props. So 3-2, Edmonton on top of Florida. Edmonton now minus 225, Florida plus 172. Not a bad 172, I must say, if you want to take a little flyer, right? 9.5 the total.
I got to ask you a couple baseball games, because there's a couple games going on that I feel like are good matchups. I mean, we're delayed. Thank you, St. Louis Ray, for letting me know. We got about an hour till they start the Cardinals and the Dodgers. Sonny Gray, that's why I'm in the Cardinals stuff. I like the Cardinals tonight. But, Scott, Cubs and Tigers, legit the series of the weekend. Tonight, Scooble on the Hill, just under $2 favorite. It's 2-1. In the top of the 8th, the Cubs have a couple runners on. Interested? Cubs?
I took a little flyer on the Cubs with Ben Brown on the Hill. Not that he's spectacular, but it's kind of weird. I saw the number at 2 last night when I generally look at things first. And then this morning, when I looked at it, the Tigers were down to like 170, and the Cubs were only like 140 and change. But then when I looked later in the day, the Tigers were back to being 2-1. So I'm going to use a philosophy I use a lot, not all the time, but a lot, Dave. And I'm going to throw out the pitchers. I think the Cubs are live dogs in this series. So if I can get them plus money Friday, tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, I'm hoping I take 2 out of the 3. Maybe I take 1 and 1, and then I don't do it on Sunday. Just take my profit. But even though it's one-sided with Scooble against Brown, I'll take the Cubs. I think they're going to be, like I said, live dogs this series.
Okay. I like the Tigers today. I didn't look at the pitching matchup. I'll have to look at it here during the break. And before we get to Philly Godfather in the next segment, probably Cubs tomorrow. The period just ended. So we're in the first intermission, 3-2. Okay.
Yeah.
What do we do with the total right now? What do you think?
What is it, 9.5 to the under?
Hold on. Let me double check. We got NHL 9.5 under minus 150 here.
Yeah. I know. They got to really get 10 goals.
I don't think I want it. I don't know. Yeah.
10
I
goals
mean,
is
if
a
Florida
lot.
scores the next goal, it's 3-3. So you know you're getting at least one other one, right? They're going to just, lock it down in the third period, both? No, I don't think so.
You really only need 5-4 and then the empty netter. So you need 4 more legit goals, right?
Yep.
I think I would wait like a minute or two, get greedy, and let the 9.5 at plus 120 on FanDuel anyway, get up to like maybe plus 140. This way, if they score then I can hedge the other way, get a little middle action. But I'm not betting it under, I'll tell you that. I can't, even though, chances are pretty good that you get like maybe 1 goal, maybe 2 second period. You're not going to get 5 again, right? So
I don't think so.
4-3 heading into the third. What's the number? 9.5 again?
9.5, yep. Yes. Can't make it 10.5. We're going to deluge of money under. We're going to sit at a 9.5 and just move that juice. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah.
Total goals, second period. What's the over-under? Be curious to see. Puck line, total goals.
1.5.
1.5?
Yeah.
Minus
Still got
186 to the over. Yeah.
The number's actually 2. The number should be 2, but they use the 1.5 and use the over. Ridiculous. Phillies and Pirates tied at 2. Top of 4. Time to bet the Phillies, minus 130 against the Pirates?
Time to bet the Phillies. Yes. Red Sox down. Philly Godfather won't tell us for sure who to bet in that game.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all. It's
too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2. So we're in between the first and second periods in the hockey. 3-2 Edmonton. We got a slew of baseball. We got NBA Finals. We'll break it all down with our good buddy. You see and hear him all the time here on the grid. Sports Handicapper featured in the New York Times, Fox Business, Fox and Friends. Basically everywhere Fox is, and so is the Philly Godfather who joins us now. What's going on, Philly Godfather? How are you on this fabulous Friday evening?
Having a ton of fun selling these books, going to these book signings. It's been a blast, man. Making some money betting sports. It's a good way. It's good living.
That's pretty impressive. A published author on top of all the other stuff that you have going on in your life. That's pretty strong, man. I'm proud of you. I can't wait to get my hands on that book and read it at some point. But I got to ask you, we're here to talk about sports and we're here to talk about what's going on. You got a pretty big position on OKC, do you not?
Yeah, I got 7 tickets at plus 750 before the season started. But I did bet the Pacers on the money line, plus 350 for game 1. Historically, dogs are always live. Game 1 of the NBA Finals going back to the 2001 Sixers when we took plus 800 on them when we were at the Mandalay out in Vegas, betting them like crazy. 2004 Pistons, we took them in game 1. On the money line, obviously, because anything can happen. And then I think eventually, the better teams figure out the inferior teams. And like in 2001, Lakers went on to win 4 straight and win that series.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that going to happen here, or is Indiana, and I liked Indiana last night as well, but is Indiana live dog to win it all still in your eyes?
I mean, what's the series line? Down to minus 300 OKC, so you're taking back plus 245 on Indiana. The NBA's tricky, man. As soon as you think you got it figured out, they flip-flop it, and now they're enticing you with an even bigger spread than the first game. So now you're going to see a ton of recreational money jump on Indiana. And I think OKC goes out there in game 2 and blows them out. OKC is a much better team. If you look at their point differential on the season, I mean, it's plus 13 compared to last year's Celtics team, which was plus 11. And then the year before that, it was the Nuggets at plus 3. So this is one of the best 68-win teams we've seen in a long time. It took a lot of effort for Indiana to come back in that game. And usually the following game, things play out a little differently because you gave all that effort as a basketball team. So I think the OKC covers the next game, and I think OKC wins the series. I'm still strong on them.
So over the years, you've done so much like in the business. What is the hardest sport to bet on, in your opinion?
I don't do a lot of hockey. You got to know what man's got to know his limitations. Let's be honest. I'll dabble in the playoffs, Stanley Cup. I took the Oilers to win the Cup. I took them game 1. Last year's Stanley Cup, I think the Panthers were They opened up as a 27 favorite. They steamed them up to 30. This year was the other way around. But if you look at the way these teams have played each other, even last year's Stanley Cup, I mean, they went down 3-0. They came back, tied it up. And then the final game, they won 2-1. And, all the games this year have been decided by 1 goal as well. I think the first game, the Panthers had to score 3 goals in the third period to come back and win that 6-5. The second game, they had to score 2 goals in the third period to win that 4-3. And we saw the other night where the Oilers had to come back and tie it up in the third period and then win in overtime. So, this is probably going to go 7. And anyone that's got a real strong opinion on who's going to win it, I don't believe them, because flip a coin. That's how evenly matched these teams are.
Yeah. Are you a hedger? And with that question, since you bet Indiana game 1 for good reasons about the underdog and everything, do you go back and say, all right, I got all this money on OKC at the beginning of the year at a good price too, obviously. Do I just roll over my first game winnings into Indiana again, or even take Indiana to win the series to hedge a little bit?
Well, I took them plus 550 when that number for small, just for my original bet size. But sometimes it depends. It depends how I feel about the series. I'll hedge more, in other series less than others. This one, I just hedged for my original bet size with OKC on those 7 tickets. So this way, I can't lose any money, because at the end of the day, this is a business. I'm looking to turn a profit, and then I can make some moves. Whether it's game 2 or game 3, if I see things going the wrong way, and make some free money.
That's always important. Always. I used to say it, being in the book side of it. Our job is to reduce risk. You do it on the other side of the counter. You win because you don't lose. When you don't lose, you win a little or you win a lot. If things go right, that's good. What about baseball? Like, just generally talk futures and stuff, because we're always looking. The Mets and Dodgers had a great series this week. The Phillies are lurking all the time, just can't get over the hump. Best team in the National League not named the Los Angeles Dodgers, Philly.
Chicago Cubs. I mean, people talk about how bad their pitching is, but there's only 4 teams in the NL that's given up less runs than the Cubs this season. Their offense, I think only the Dodgers have scored more. So it's a very dangerous team. And it all depends on who makes the right moves before the trade deadline. If the Cubs, if everything falls their way, they could win the whole thing. If the Phillies make the right moves, I mean, the Mets right now have given up the least amount of runs in Major League Baseball. So that's a real dangerous team. I think the run differential is at, plus 71. They started off red hot. Over the last 20 games, I think they're 11-9. They split with the Dodgers. They beat up on the Rockies. They beat up on the White Sox. So it's a long season. The cream usually rises to the top, but those are some of the better teams in the National League. And we have futures on the Padres at 29-1. They got a great pitching staff. We have Phillies at 11-1, 10-1. We got the Tigers at 30-1, and we had a clunker on the Orioles at 13-1, which I think that's dead right now.
Yeah, and pretty well. This went halfway decent. Let's hope they're not dead tonight, because we got them as our Black Cloud play of the day. So let them live for at least one more day before we write them off. Did you like anything you want to pass along to the viewers on tonight's games?
What did I bet? I bet the under in the Giants game, under 7.5. No run first inning in that game. Lowest home run favorability index of any game today on the board. Park factors, some pitching stuff we look at. What else? Under in the Cardinals game. And we bet a bunch of stuff early. I got the Twins early. I bet the under in the Guardians. Bet the under in the Phillies. So all those games have gone off already.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, a lot of unders. I like it. Where can these people get these book? Give them a real quick.
Yeah, you can go to Amazon. That's the cover right there. You see it? You can go to Amazon. It's print to order, so you'll get it like the following day. Or you can go to my website, thephillybook.com. If you go there, you'll get a signed autographed copy by me. It's available on Barnes & Noble as well.
There you go. Philly Godfather. Great job, man. We'll do it again soon. Thanks.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
welcome back in game live. Game day here on the grid. Thanks to Philly Godfather for joining us there, giving us a couple of winners. Don't forget to go to Amazon, check out his book called Booked, and hopefully put a couple of orders in. So we'll have them on again for sure. So our poll question of the night, next good coach / manager to be fired. Put up Minnesota Teacups Chris Finch, OKC's Mark Degno, Boston Red Sox Alex Cora, and Atlanta Braves Brian Snitker. And it is Snitker with a slight lead over Cora. The baseball guy's getting 90% of the vote, 46.6, and Cora 42, basically 41, almost 90% of the vote. And then good old Mark from OKC. One more loss, and he'll get more than 7% of the vote. And then Teacups head coach Finch getting 5% of the vote. So maybe future Knicks head coach. Who knows? So
is there any word? Has there been any buzz back there about the Knicks and who they're even talking to yet? Other than Malone?
Believe it or not, Malone, Jason Kidd, which who knows why they would be interested in him. Finch from Minnesota, his name is being talked about. Like, they're going after current head coaches, Dave. It's amazing. Wow. Yeah, there's like so many different people. But they're going after like current head coaches. You know, obviously they need permission to talk to these guys, but if the answer is yes, that means you got to give up a draft choice, right? You're going to have to give me a number one if you're going to take my head
Dallas
coach. I would think.
Let Jason Kidd go. I think that's even why I don't think he's going anywhere. Like they're bringing in guys, they're getting healthy. Why would he leave? I don't think they would even be like, no, we're good. You don't need to talk.
Maybe he really wasn't in favor of the Luka trade, and maybe he said this. You know what? I don't want to be here. I got a 32-year-old point guard coming off major knee surgery. I got a rookie who thinks he's the greatest thing in the world, and I got a 30-whatever AD is who can't stay healthy and seemingly doesn't want to play. I think that's a sinking ship. I got management not knowing what these guys are doing. I got the fans hating us. I could, on the surface, you could say, well, you got the Cooper Flag coming in. You got Kyrie Irving. The 32-year-old Kyrie Irving coming off major knee surgery is not Kyrie Irving from 5 years ago. And Anthony Davis is not getting any younger. This dude couldn't stay healthy when he's 25, let alone, what is he, 30? I'm guessing now, 30, 31. So Western Conference is brutal. Take over a Knicks team that's ready to win. I could see it.
I mean, it's actually taking over a Knicks team that's ready to win is true, but the expectations that you come in there with, man, I don't know.
Right.
Like you have to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, otherwise they're going to start chirping you right away, and they got to get a couple more guys. I heard something about maybe bringing KD to the Knicks. Is that a possibility
Durant?
as well? You hear that? Yeah, Kevin Durant. Yeah.
Who would you trade to get Kevin Durant? What do the Knicks have? The Mikal Bridges of the world.
Don't
I tell you that would I've heard his name being talked about being traded. So and it sounds like listening to the owner the other day, he's ready to bust the whole thing up there. So it's not surprising. Knicks don't have any draft choices. They gave 5 first-rounders for Bridges in that crazy trade. So they don't have any draft choices to trade. So
before Steve came on, the Philly Godfather, I said to bet the Phillies. They ended up going up 4-2. Now it's back to 4-4. It's back to pick 'em. I think I'm going to jump back in. Phillies. A little pick 'em. Yeah, make a little quick one right now. I'll throw it in there.
Tigers win. Tigers just won 3-1. Scooble's tough.
Ooh.
What?
Wow.
Scooble's tough, I tell you.
Yeah. He I said it earlier, he became the most walks with 100 strikeouts ever, or the shortest number of walks was Clayton Kershaw, got 100 strikeouts and only walked 5 guys. Scooble became the second ratio guy like that to get 100 strikeouts and only walk 7 guys. All right.
Wow.
It's only happened in history. Let's see. I got it. I wrote it down here for you. Clayton Kershaw did it in 2016, walked 5. 3 pitchers did it in 2010, 17, and 21. 1 starter, 2 relievers. Cliff Lee, Kenley Jensen, and Liam Hendricks walked 7 guys while striking out 100. Scooble is now the 5th guy ever in the history of baseball to do that. How cool is that? Guy's unbelievable.
Wow. That is amazing. That really is. I got a team that's 18-2 at Pick'em tonight. We'll tell you about that when we come back.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you can't really, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in game live. Game day here on the grid, midway through hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. We got the Cam Stewart coming up in about 10 minutes or so. We are underway, second period, as Edmonton still leads at 3-2, nearly 4-2, but Bobrovsky just made a great save on a 2-on-1 break. So 3-2, we'll give you the numbers there in a second. But the one baseball team I want to throw at you now, just because the numbers are so good, Kansas City and the White Sox, Dave, it's 2-2. Bottom 7. White Sox do have a couple of runners on, but it looks like with 2 outs. Kansas City is minus 104. White Sox minus 113. Now it's 113 both ways. But bottom line is it's pick 'em. But Kansas City is 18-2 versus the White Sox their last 20 meetings, outscoring them 101-35. So they're about a 135 or so favorite to start the game. Like I said, down to pick 'em. Even though the White Sox are batting, I'd take a flyer on Kansas City at pick 'em odds with those numbers.
First and second, 2 out. 6.5's the total. I like go under that. I think I'm going to go under. Oh, everything just locked up. Something just happened.
Uh-oh.
Oh, maybe nothing happened. Yeah, nothing happened.
It didn't score. Yeah.
Right.
Now Kansas City's minus 148. Look at that.
Okay. That's it.
One at bat. That's why you grabbed them at 113 or pick them. Because if they didn't score, that's what was going to happen. So
I just did I just tried a little same game parlay. I did Kansas City and the under 6.5, and it went through. So that worked out. Yeah. So I just tried it in game. Never really done that before. But I had both marked. I said, you know what? Let's see if this goes through. So Kansas City minus 120 and under 6.5 turns out was minus under 6.5 was minus. Can't see the odds. These apps make it harder to see what you actually bet.
I know.
Yeah.
You'd think it's a 0 and it was a 6. You found out you only minus 160, versus 100.
Plus 240 on the parlay. So Kansas City and
All
under.
right,
Let's
that's
win
not
this
bad.
thing. Let's win this thing 3-2, 4-2, and we'll go from there. I got the Phillies as well in game. Have a little fun on a Friday night. Why not?
Mets are trailing 1-0.
Uh-oh.
Top 4. They're minus
Wow.
128. Getting basically a pick 'em. Can the Rockies really win 4 in a row?
And beat Senga?
And
Man,
beat
that'd be a
Senga?
huge upset. Yeah, that would be a huge, huge upset. I mean, it's baseball, I guess. Anything can happen, but my goodness, that would be
I'll
the
say
first
this
time
about
in
the
multiple
Rockies.
years that they've won 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
I mean, right? If they do it.
I think they won back-to-back series last year in May, believe it or not, though. I think they were not just back-to-back like they swept. I think they won like 6 in a row back in May. I'll double-check here in a second. But I remember looking that up earlier in the week. If you look at their pitching staff, Dave, it's actually done a halfway decent job, which is why they're winning or at least covering run line with some of these. Let me go over the last few days. Gave up 2 to Miami, 2 to Miami, 4 to Miami in a 6-4 win. Gave up 5 to the Mets. They did give up 8. Then 2, 2, 4, 3, 5. I mean, that's not bad for the Colorado Rockies. That's 5 runs or more, only 1, 2, 3, only 3 times in their last 10 games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, for the Rockies, this is a team that's been giving up like 8, 9, 9, 9, 14, 8, 8. They've actually pitched fairly well. I'll tell you what, I'll go this far. If they win tonight, I won't bet the Mets tomorrow. I'll just say, all right, you know what? Every goofy team has their good stretch, and this just happens to be the Rockies' good stretch maybe this year. Like I said, they had one last year.
Their win streak, if they win tonight, would be the first time since last May when they won 7 straight.
Yeah.
So they did win 7 straight last year. Unbelievably so, though, they're still on pace to lose a whopping 131 games this season. That doesn't even make sense.
Still. Wow.
31 and 131 would be their record. If they're on pace to.
They would still set the record. They need 10 more wins even to still like. Yeah, I knew they won back-to-back. Remember, they won. They closed out a series against San Fran with a win, swept Texas, and then swept San Diego.
Wow!
And then that was basically the last we heard of them last year, after those 2 series in May. So this could be one of those streaks. This is where the smart bettor just says, you know what? I got 125 more games or whatever it is to bet against this dopey team. I'll take a week off. I'll take 2, 3, 4 days, whatever it is, off, and let the Rockies turn back into the Rockies. And I'll just, if they happen to lose, so be it. I'd rather have them lose and me not bet them than me bet against them and have them win. That's how you have to look at it.
Yep.
Right. So that all said, I take the Mets right now minus 128. All that. Tonight's my last. I got one last gasp at it. So it's only 1-0 top of the 4th. And you're getting them at minus 130? And FanDuel says they're at the runner on third base. It's probably 2 out, but still.
2 out, runner at third. I got a minus 120 here at my book. Jeez, you're making it very tempting. Making it very, very tempting. Yeah.
I mean.
Everything just went blank. Okay. So they're either out of the inning or they tied it. I don't know. We're in refresh mode.
Yeah, probably out of the inning. Let me see if Milwaukee's got a hit. They do. Brewers playing good, 9-1 their last 10, down 1-0 against the Padres. Like 6 combined hits in that game. Want to grab Milwaukee plus 170?
I liked them before the game. Actually, they won 13 of their last 17. pitching really well, and the whole lineup's hitting too. So probably worth a stab there if you're going to jump in. Yeah, the Mets are out of it. 1-0 Rockies to the bottom of the fourth. Wow. When does a book make the Rockies the favorite? Now?
Ever?
Well, no. I mean,
even like ninth inning, would they be the favorites? 1-0 lead? Yeah, I guess they would.
No, they're going to be the favorite right now. When they come to hit the bottom of the fourth, yeah, they're going to be. I would make a -120. I would think. Hasn't come up yet here.
I'd be all over. -115.
Yeah, that's the number.
Yeah,
that's it. So,
Royals got runners on first and second, nobody out. -370 now.
Oh, that's good. Okay. That worked out
Gave
okay.
that out just in time. Just in time we gave that one out.
Just in time. That's good. Yes, sir. Okay.
Why do you like the Cardinals tonight? No score, bottom of the first against the Dodgers. Not that I disagree with you, but why do you like the Cardinals?
Whoa.
I got Florida buzzing. I got Florida buzzing on my TV set, which is a minute behind. Ugh, no. What happened? Now they're no longer buzzing. All right.
Hold on.
It's
tied.
There it is. In the crease. Somebody
tie.
Shoot. Tie?
Yes.
Is it our boy?
Yes.
Oh, tell me it's Bennett. Tell me it's that would really be asking too much.
No, not Bennett. No.
They did score.
Not Bennett. 3-3, 11 minutes and 37 seconds left. Who is that? Kolkov? I don't even know who that is.
Who's that? Who the fudge is that?
I have no idea. But it's tied up 3-3. So what's the total?
Yeah. All right. Back to 8.5.
Back to
9.5.
9.5, sir.
Plus 112.
9.5.
Keep the hits coming.
Again, it was a good shot, good screen. I don't know if it hit Kachuk or not, but it's cool.
Nice. Kevin Stewart coming up next.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. How about that? In-game live game day on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. No Cam Stewart tonight. You know what? I forgot. Cam was telling us last night that he's on vacation tonight. So you and I, no problem, take it the rest of the way. But hopefully Cam is enjoying his little vacay with his girlfriend. I think he said he was going to go on vacation. So we all deserve an extra few days off for sure. So no problem. So 3-3. Edmonton and Florida. We got 10.5 minutes left to go in the third, Dave. It's back down to Pick'em. And the over-under is 9.5 plus 122 on FanDuel anyway to the over, minus 160 to the under. So Kulikov with the goal, Seth Jones, and who was the other? Oh, Verhaeghe with the assists. So 3-3, which means we're going to get at least 7 goals. The over 6.5, the pregame line, that's over already. Couldn't be any easier than that, right? So it's a beautiful thing. We got more goals for our end of the season, over 35.5 goals ticket that we have for the beginning. So not bad. Kulikov, Jones, and Bennett with goals for Florida. Draisaitl, Bouchard, and Kane goals for the Oilers.
I got my buddy down in Florida watching a game right now. PB, he's a frequent, watcher of the show. He said he's got 9.5 on his total down there. So you're seeing it probably move between the 9.5 and 8.5 at different shops. Keep an eye on that. We get another goal here before the period, and it's going for sure to 9.5. I'll ask you this: 3-3 halfway through the second period. Edmonton at home, up 1-0. Who's the pressure on more right now?
Probably. That's a good question. I would still say Florida. Not that they couldn't survive 2-0, but I think they would really be in a desperate mode, obviously. Whereas Edmonton, they want to win, but 1-1 heading to Florida. We won there last year. We can win there again. So I think Florida, being in the 0-2 hole.
Okay. I actually think it's Edmonton. I think if Edmonton gives up the lead now, the pressure will be on them to come back again. And I think not that they can't do it, and they just did it in game 1. So the crowd will be behind them and they won't get on their case like it would be in Toronto. I just think they'll grip the sticks a little bit tighter if they get down. So Florida probably play it pretty close right now. I'm not saying they're going to try to take this thing into the second period intermission tied, because obviously you want to be leading going to the third. But, I mean, it's 18-16 shots on goal right now. So that means the second period, is that right?
More Florida.
5-5. It's only 5-5 shots on goal. So it doesn't seem like, the pace is really slowed down as far as shots. Your number of saves bet is actually getting real again. Bobrovsky only has 18 saves.
19. Yeah. We'll get to 26 though, right? In regulation,
you would think so.
Overtime doesn't count.
Right.
You would think, yeah.
Is that standard now at all the books that bet is just regulation?
Yeah. It's a joke. It's not fair.
It's terrible.
Everything in stats wise. You don't do that in baseball, right? You don't say extra inning at bats don't count. So why would they in hockey? They don't do it in a regular season.
They might start doing that.
I know.
Now that you said that, they might start doing that. I know.
Right? Especially RBIs would start with a runner on second base. Really, I should just don't even bring that up. It's like shootout goals don't count, right?
Yeah.
Edmonton's got 4 guys, 5 guys. This guy, Jake Walman, is like a shot machine in this series. He's got 2. I don't even think they offer him. Bouchard's got 4. McDavid's got 2. Henrique's got 2. Draisaitl has 2. So you got 5 guys. The only one that I didn't use, I did use Ryan Nugent Hopkins in one of my parlays. I put about 4 of them in. He's got 2 also? I got him as 1. He's got a second one?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's shots on goal is 1. Yeah, penalty minutes is 2. I apologize. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the only one that, I would have played. And then, the big boys. And then Florida, Barkov has 2. Bennett has 2. Where's Kachuk? He doesn't have any. It's been quiet 2 games for him. Reinhardt has 1. Ekblad 2. Seth Jones 2. And this Kulikov dude 2. So Evan Rodriguez and Kachuk. Verhaeghe's got 1. That's not too bad. It's Rodriguez and Kachuk that I would have considered. And I think I did use Kachuk in at least one of them that doesn't have any. But yeah, shots. So if the shots are, being reduced, only 1 goal in this period. So do we hop on the under 9.5 now? Now it's Monster Juice minus 188,
Right.
but we're not on pace for 4 more goals. And that's a legitimate 4. It can't be, 4-4, go to overtime, get your 9th goal. We need 10. So, we need a 5-5.
Right. I think you need another goal this period to get there.
Yeah.
I really do. Red Sox are down 9-6 in the 7th, coming back again against the Yankees. The Royals haven't scored yet. Still tied 2-2, bottom of the 8th.
Oh, they didn't score?
No, they didn't score.
Man.
No, did not score.
2-1, nobody out.
No runs. Phillies tied 4-4 in the 6th against the Pirates, so no runs there either. The Dodgers and the Cardinals.
Edmonton power play, I can only guess. Boy, is this Florida team taking a gazillion penalties this series.
Whoa. Don't assume anything.
Short-handed?
Don't assume anything.
Oh, I see Florida buzzing. I got Florida buzzing. Oh, he fell down. What did he do? The guy fell down. Oh, my goodness. He had a chance. Where the hell's my TV?
Stay here with us. Stay here with us.
Stay with us. We'll let you know who scored when we come back.
On the other side of the break.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers' interest in Aaron Rodgers as a joke. Your boy went off about the entire situation and why it taken so long to forget him. Terry Bradshaw getting involved.
Yeah, and saying basically, what are you bringing him in for 1 year? All of this drama for 1 year at this guy, where he is now in his career is he's washed.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Good news if you've been following Dave and I, and that's because the Florida Panthers score shorthanded. They nearly did beforehand, and the guy just was skating backwards and just fell to the ground. And Edmonton was able to get the puck out. Otherwise, they would have had a 2-on-1 break. But they had a breakaway. I don't know how they let Brad Marchand get behind two defensemen or two players anyway. He split him easily. He was wide open. He broke in and beat Skinner, 5-hole, bad goal, even though it was a breakaway. And look at that. Florida's now with a 4-3 lead. And don't forget, just to remind, we got Marchand 60-1. Conn Smythe, he now has 2 goals in the series. So he's keeping himself certainly in this. I don't know if he's going to win it or not, but, they love these storylines. So that certainly helps this cause. So 4-3 Florida. And now Florida's, real quickly, minus 260. Wow.
Gigantic move.
Edmonton's plus
Gigantic
196.
move. And that's as much the time on the clock as much as anything. But I don't know. I mean, at this point, the 9.5, PB keeps texting me. They're being stubborn with this 9.5. They're not moving it.
Yeah.
He's waiting to go under 10.5. But try to get that middle. This game could easily fall on the 10. 6-4 final looks like it could be perfect. So, with an empty netter, right? We get 1 goal each, and it's 5-4. Boom, empty netter. Final 6-4. Florida. We go back to Edmonton 1 tied 1-1. Matt, if you have them handy, Scott is on a roll. He came on the show yesterday and said Pacers were going to win. Came on, and there they are right here. These shots on goal parlays, making it look easy. McDavid, Bouchard, and Bennett. Oh, yeah, that's a 3-legger plus 112. Is there another one that, we can flash on the screen there that just, another one, take it to the window? So that's good. If Matty can find the other one, flip it. There it is. Draisaitl, Reinhart, and Nugent Hopkins. Hello, plus 131. Nice work.
Yeah.
Shots on goal, pro.
Now we need one more. We need one more out of Reinhardt. But that's what I mean. You only need 3 guys, and we're only asking for 2 shots. It's not 3 or 4. It's 2 shots. That's what we were saying before the break, Dave. You don't need a crazy game like this for these guys to get 2 shots on goal.
Right.
And you only need 3 of them, and in some cases, really 2. If you use, you don't put Conor McGregor. He was like minus 560. So if you get 2 guys in the mid-30s or mid-3s, that's it to bring it down to even money, which is my goal with this. Not push it like 5 or 6 guys. Just use 2 or 3, get it down to even money. And the way they've been shooting, especially in Edmonton.
Right.
Yeah, I like these. FanDuel allows you to parlay. Like I said, you throw out the McDavid there, and it's going to be like even money. So you don't even have to use, McDavid if you don't want to. But yeah, that's a nice little thing. Don't push it. Don't go to 3. It's tempting, but just use 2 shots on goals. And it was good last night or game 1, and it's good so far here tonight.
White Sox got 2
4-3.
runs in the bottom of the 8th. By the way, it's 4-2 White Sox. We need this thing under 6.5 at least. The same game parlay that I messed around with has Kansas City with that total, so that's not going to work. But I got the total under. Phillies still haven't scored. It's tied 4-4, so that's going to be a sweat. Who wins this hockey game, Wetzel?
Let me ask you. I say Florida. I said that from the beginning, and so did you. So if it gets to be like 6-5, let's keep it realistic, 6-5, would they ever give us a 7? As an over-under for game 3?
Maybe, yeah. Some books might. Some books that want to get off of the beaten path. Who wants to go 6.5 over minus 140 when I could just give you 7 minus 110? I mean, if I'm asking you, what would you rather play? If you come up to the counter or you go open up your app and I tell you it's 6.5 over minus 145. You got to lay 145 to go over 6.5. Or you could play 7 and lay 110. Which one would you rather have?
I would take the push and go 7 and lay less.
Yeah. That's what I mean. The juice sometimes keeps people away.
Scares you away.
I'd rather have more. I'd rather have more bets. So, and if we push, we push. I give you the money back, and we call it even, and we do it again. But
right.
Yeah, man, settle in. What are you doing the rest of the night? Chilling out at home, watching hockey?
Chilling out, watching the hockey. Hope this thing doesn't go to double overtime or something crazy because I got to get up at 6:30 to go referee 6 goofy basketball games. So I got to be dead. We'll talk to you next week.